Hello and a very warm welcome to yet another episode of We Talk Talent Series. We Talk Talent Series is a special initiative by the Economic Times EHRWorld. Through this series, we decode the latest trends surrounding the human capital management space. And I'm very delighted to welcome today's guest with us, Mr. Kaushik Ray, CHRO, ITC Infotech. Kaushik is a senior HR leader with over 25 years of experience, steeped in strong strategic and operational leadership, cutting across IT services, healthcare, and consulting. He has successfully led organizations' wide transformation initiatives, designed and created structure and processes to enable organizational effectiveness and growth, while also being an accredited coach. Prior to this, he was head HR at Dr. Reddy's Laboratories for their global R&D along with the multiple deep science related businesses, and has earlier also worked with PwC, Infosys, HCL Avitas. He is an alumnus of Newfield Asia Singapore and Accelerate Jamshedpur. Welcome, Kaushik.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Priya. Nice meeting you. Happy to be part of your forum.
Thank you so much for coming here today. So without any further ado, I would like to straight jump into my first question and ask you to share a brief overview of the disruption and transformation taking place in your industry.
We have been talking about transformation and disruption for decades. And yet, what has happened in the last couple of years is very significantly different from what it was then. It was a perfect storm. The COVID came in, the need for efficiencies came in, the industry wanted to do better, and you had the supply of talent in the country. All of this led to this perfect storm where we had the disruption and different companies coped with it differently. Everyone is running in the same race, and we are finding our secret sauce. We are improvising on it day after day, month after month, and then it's a good thing. There are good outputs coming out of it. The questions that follow from you, maybe we can get into more detail.
Yeah, pandemic has actually changed the way we used to imagine the regular things.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So let me give you a small story, which encapsulates, the big disruption that's happening. See, when the pandemic happened, people were forced to work from home. Yeah. But then we have developed a model of working from anywhere. We call it the IWFA. This is something that we have developed in partnership with a professor from Harvard Business School. And it gives a perfect win-win between the individual, between the organization, and the client. Yeah. So it's not just common sense, it's structured science through which we are making this happen. So, see, today I'm working from here. This is a hotel. Most days I work from the office, but most of our people would come to the office for a much shorter time duration within a month. And without a framework, this would be a pandemonium. So disruption led us to develop a model which is creating a huge win-win between the individual, the organization, and the client.
Yeah, I totally agree. The changes you have mentioned that has taken over the world currently. With that, I would like to ask you, how do you redefine your employer brand, attracting the hybrid talent in a virtual context? As you also mentioned that now people don't come as often that they used to.
So no, we are actually making a confluence of three things, and I hope it comes across clearly in this short talk. We have the work from anywhere model, we have the hire from anywhere model, and we have the learn from anywhere model. So people are working from anywhere. The supply chain needs to cope up with it. So we are hiring from, say, around 100 sources from within the country and abroad. That supply chain has to work coherently. And then the learning. If I'm the employee, how is it that I'm coping up with the learning? So we have invested on a huge platform called Edcast. Yeah. So this is a learning platform through which we bring learning like Netflix brings entertainment at home. Yeah. So, it's not that you are boxed to a particular TV, a particular channel, and you see it when the program is coming. Here it's learn at will, learn at your own will, learn at your own terms, learn at your own time. Seek the programs that are important to you, learn from that, and implement it directly at the job. So, learning is something without which, people won't exist. This is something that we know for decades. But, it's easier said than done. Learning has to come to the employee in a way that they find it easy and they find it useful. So this is a super thing that we have orchestrated, and we are happy to actually show these to you.
Since you have also mentioned that there has been a lot of change in working environments, and also that leads to a different demand of skills as well. So with that, I would like to ask you, what kind of skill do you look for while hiring across function? Technical skills, soft skills, behavioral skills, or combination of these?
See, there's this, early stages in life, technical skills are very important. As we grow more senior, the behavioral skills and the leadership skills become more important. Yeah. So early on it's this, later on it's this, but the attitude of learning has to be there always, because suddenly you can't switch gear. Really, Priya is a wonderful professional in the media space, and everything around communication. So there's a lot of hard skills that she has. And when she becomes a senior most leader in the company, suddenly she can't change track. So we look for people who have hard skills, who have the flair for soft skills, and who can pick up things.
Yeah, exactly. Either of two we can't ignore, since there has been a lot of stress and requirement of the learnability aspect of it also.
Absolutely. Let me just define this word learnability that you spoke about. Learnability is about, doing the specific experiences and gauging from that the generic learnings. Yeah. So I'm doing this specific engagement with you, but through this I learn something which I deploy later as well. That's learnability. That brings in the intellectual bandwidth and the leadership bandwidth in individuals.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Since also due to pandemic has also opened a lot of new paths for companies as well as the employees. So with that, I would like to ask you to share your take on the gig economy and how mature do you think the organization in India are to capitalize on it?
So, the gig economy is a new phenomenon. Some think that it will work well, some think it's a temporary phenomena, some think it's going to take over. Whatever it be, it brings in a huge amount of flexibility. So we are here to harness this the most. We are providing opportunities for professionals who work as freelancers, work with us, and deliver great output. So we are here to make the most out of it. We are tuning our learning system and the hiring system to make the most out of it.
Yeah, it is going to be the future, since the newer generation today give more preference to the flexibility around the work.
Absolutely.
Since you have mentioned so much about the change in the work environment, so I would like to ask you, how is your employee engagement strategy has changed amid the pandemic?
Pandemic made things very difficult. People were working together, they were delivering a lot, and yet they were not physically coming together, they were not engaged. So we did a lot of things through the media. Yeah. We did a lot of things through our own team connects and all, and yet there were gaps. So we found logical opportunities in which we bring people together. We bring them to our campus, we bring the learning events, we bring the emotional well-being events, we bring the physical well-being events, and through all of this, we brought them together. So just about a month back, we did a campaign called So Good to See You. So we created small little programs in the office and invited people to come, got their families, got them to meet us. So it was a beautiful thing.
Yeah, actually, employee engagement strategy has been a challenge for employees and employers amid the pandemic. So, due to the distance it has created among them.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and you have shared the initiative you guys are taking, and those are very nice to hear that companies are taking so much initiative to make employee feel belonged. So, with that,
I'll tell you a little more about it. So we have the ITC Greens. It's a huge building, and it is being decked up to welcome the employees over there. Yeah, we have a huge facility coming up in Rajarhat, that's in Kolkata. So I went there and saw how one day in the life of an employee would be over there. And then we are trying to make it a hugely memorable experience for them. So, it's not that people don't want to come to the campus. It's not that they don't want to be here. They want to see the delta that they are missing at home and would get it here. So we are here to bring all of that to them.
So the new work environment also required the new technology. So with that, I would like to ask you my last question. How important are the new age technologies such as data science, machine learning are for HR? And can we say it aids HR to play a bigger role in businesses?
These are extremely important. Is it important for me? Is it important for Priya? Certainly it is. But we need to see where is data science, data engineering coming and crossing our paths. So for example, attrition analysis. This has been done for the last 2 decades by everyone. But we are bringing in all kinds of technologies together to harness the data and to give us insights. So as a CHRO, I need to know what is the technology, what is the science that's going to help me, who are the people who are going to help me do that. So as an individual, should I start programming in R? Certainly not. But should I know how programming in R is going to help in HR? Certainly I should know that. Should I know how to create teams where this capability exists? I should do that, and I should be evaluated on that. And when all of this comes together, it's again a win-win between the individual, the organization, and the teams. So these technologies are extremely important. It's my KRA to develop these in the organization, and it's my KRA to harness this for the benefit of the company. So, in IT, one big problem that we are dealing with is actually attrition. Yeah. If we have an insight about attrition that's little better than what our competition has, we have a huge competitive advantage over there. So the data science, the data engineering, and everything that you're talking about has a lot of application in different industries, in different domains, but in the people function also, it has huge application, and we are here to derive the most out of it. Yeah. So let me just tell this. I talked to you about this Learn From Anywhere program. So after making all these investments, we should not come to a stage where we don't know what worked well, what did not work well. So through these insights, I should come to know what persona requires what kind of learning, what kind of delivery worked well with them, what kind of delivery did not work well with them, and hence what can we do better in future.
It has given a lot more clarity to the HR leaders that what is working and what is not working. And it has also given a lot more time to invest in the right direction when it comes to people and function. Thank you so much, Ray, for all your insights today.